And new data from Butterball suggests that nearly all consumers expect inflation to have the same or higher impact on their Thanksgiving dinner compared to last year, with nearly 20% planning to cut back on sides or non-food related items for financial reasons. Joining us now with more, we've got Butterball CEO Jay Jandrain. Jay, good to have you back on the program here with us. I mean, this is a yearly tradition here, having a conversation with you, and especially as we're looking at setting the table here. What are you moderating, and what are some of the moderating costs that you imagine consumers are going to be moderating as well?
Well, it's good to be back with you. Appreciate you having me again this year. You're right. Consumers are telling us that they're very concerned about inflation, and that's not anything new. That's something that's been going on for a couple of years now. Fortunately, as you mentioned, turkey is actually less expensive at the retailer now. We're watching those prices very closely. We're able to track that on a daily basis to see what the sales are like and see how things are performing at store level. And it has been good news. We've seen very good sales for turkey, selling more and earlier this year. And it is at a price point that is even more beneficial for the consumer, even as good as it already is. If you look at the cost of turkey for the Thanksgiving meal, at the retailer, it's going to cost about $1 a pound. It's really hard to find a better value than that for any protein, and it's even gotten better, obviously, this year, as you mentioned.
Is there anything that's not making the cut, not making the table this year, Jay?
One of the things that we're hearing from our consumers is that they're going to have fewer sides, or they're watching what they do with their sides. They may also be cutting down on some of their paper products that they could be using during the holidays. So they're finding ways to save a little bit here and there. But again, with turkey being the kind of the largest overall cost for the holiday meal, but on a per pound basis, less expensive, it's really helping quite a bit when you look at the overall average cost for each person at the table.
Well, let that be a message for any family member who is even thinking about this as the occasion to experiment with the side. You don't need to do it this year. Jay, as you think about the state of Butterball and your own supply chain right now and the business more so year around, I mean, you're not just looking at Thanksgiving, you're looking out into next year as well. What are some of the top priorities and the issues that you're continuing to navigate at the business?
Well, you're right. The holiday season certainly is a big part of our business, but it's not all of our business. And as we look into next year, one of the things we are seeing is inflation is still there. It is moderating, which is great, but things are continuing to get more expensive. We feel that just as a consumer feels that, and we constantly have to pay attention to that, look for ways to be more efficient in our operations, look for ways to cut costs out of it, and just be smarter about how we run our business as well. So as we focus on next year, those are the things that we're really looking at. We want to make sure that we continue to provide a very good value for the consumer. And part of that is on us to make sure that we can be as efficient as possible in getting that product to the table.
Does that efficiency mean you're looking at restructuring or looking at cross operations to see where you can bring out cost savings and how much, if for anybody out there trying to figure out, what you do to navigate this business environment and how much those cuts really might come to fruition, what does that look like?
Well, in some cases, it may be automation. We look for ways to take advantage of new technologies to produce our products at a lower cost. The great thing about that, too, is when we look at automation, we're not looking at layoffs for people. We're looking at ways to really help them jobs be easier and help balance our folks' work and life situation as well. So those are the things we're looking for. We're looking internally on the who we sell our products to, where we sell those products, what we do from a supply chain standpoint, and getting the products to the consumer in the most efficient way possible. There's a lot of opportunities there we continue to explore, but really so much of it continues to evolve in the environment, and where those opportunities arise, it's just incumbent upon us to explore all of those and make sure that we find the best solution. We've long held a philosophy of continuous improvement. So no matter what we're doing today, no matter how good that may be, we always know we can get better tomorrow. And those are the things we're looking for.
Jay, I'm not sure how you make turkey more cutting edge, but to the extent that you lean into technology, I mean, is AI something that you guys even talk about and try to figure out, where that could be inserted into your business to make Butterball more successful, more efficient?
We are looking at things like that, and we're looking at better and more information on the shop floor as an example. One of the things that we can do to really help improve our efficiencies is to give our people on the floor who are actually producing the products the information real time. And we've got a very large project on that right now, actually, that we're incorporating to our processing facilities So it allows them to have the information to understand how we're tracking, how they're doing on a hour by hour basis, and make adjustments as we go, as opposed to waiting till days later to get a report to understand how we perform. By then, it's too late. So those are some examples of what we're doing to make sure that we can really empower our people more who are doing the hands-on work and allow them to be a bigger part of the decision-making and allow them to help adjust as we go and really be part of the solution.
All right, I didn't ever think I'd have turkey and artificial intelligence in the same sentence, but we accomplished it, Jay. I got 15 seconds left here. Number one tip that you hear, or number one tip that you have for people that might be calling into that hotline?
Well, first of all, buy a Butterball. You can't go wrong. And you mentioned you don't want to try things new at the holiday. And one thing is certainly don't try to substitute that turkey. You don't want to disappoint a bunch of folks there. But our folks are there at the talk line to help. If somebody's got a question, needs a little assistance getting through that holiday meal, we're there to help them. So we look forward to talking to them.
Jay Jandrain, who is the Butterball CEO. Good to speak with you, Jay. Thanks so much. I know it's a busy time of year for you guys.